Taiwan says the U.S. is working overtime to speed up production of F-16V fighter jets to meet the island's orders. Taiwan has repeatedly complained of delays in weapons delivery from the U.S., its most important international backer and supplier of arms. All 66 aircraft were initially expected to arrive by the end of 2026, but that has been pushed back due to supply chain issues. The democratically governed island has been facing a rising threat from China, which claims the island as its own. Beijing has not ruled out force in what it sees as, quote, reunification. However, the U.S. President Donald Trump says he is confident China will not take any action against Taiwan during his term. Mr. Trump says he's certain Beijing will not do anything as, quote, they know the consequences. And covering the story for CNA, Kate Fisher joins us live from Washington, D.C. Kate, the U.S. failing to meet Taiwan's delivery deadline with several pushbacks so far. What assets are in question here?
Well, a lot of important assets, given, as you say, the US is the key supplier for Taiwan's defense, and given the fact that its security is increasingly threatened by an aggressive neighbor in China. Now, these F-16s, 66 of them were promised by the end of 2026. So far, none have been delivered. Production line relocation being the reason, given supply chain issues. The Taiwanese parliament saying that they are closely monitoring this and that the US have said that they will be increasing the shifts for the production line on this to 2 20-hour shifts per day to try to speed this up. And they say that there will be 10 of these F-16s delivered next year, but clearly that is a long way off the 66 that were promised. And it's not just these F-16 fighter jets, it's other important weaponry like glide bombs. They were supposed to be delivered next year as well. Supply chain issues mean that that has been pushed back to between 2027 and 2028. Also, torpedoes, again, due to be delivered next year, delayed once again between 2026 and 2028. But there is some good news, if you like, in terms of production of important weapons for Taiwan. These precision rocket systems known as HIMARS, those are apparently going to be delivered ahead of schedule. They will be arriving, we're told, in Taiwan next year instead of in 2027. But in terms of all the other deliverables, they are all being severely delayed by these production line issues.
Okay, of course, Washington is Taipei's biggest supplier of arms. If it fails to deliver some items, not all, let's stress, on time, would that affect how others view Washington's reliability as a partner in some cases, an ally in others?
I think it is giving a message to China that Taipei is not as well defended as it could be, and that the US, as you say, its most important, biggest defense partner, is not living up to its promises, which of course makes it a more vulnerable target in terms of Chinese aggression. Donald Trump said that the issue of Taiwan did not come up during his meeting with President Xi of China that just took place. Many analysts thought that it would. In fact, some observers were concerned that perhaps Donald Trump would be forced to suggest a rollback in US support of Taiwan in return for a better trade deal terms with the Chinese. But Donald Trump says that did not happen. And in fact, in an interview last night in the US, he said that China knows the consequences if it tries to make any aggressive moves towards Taiwan during my time in office. He didn't go into any details about that, but he is suggesting, despite these delays in weapons delivery, that the US remains a solid partner and that there is an understanding with President Xi that nothing will happen while he is in office.
Well, thanks. That Kate Fisher there covering this story for CNA Live from Washington, D.C.